Hi everyone, my name is Kyla, and today I want to share some thoughts with you on Camus. Camus is a French philosopher who was born in Algeria in 1913. He spent most of his life in Paris, but he has clearly really deep ties to, where he was born, which is Algeria, and it's evident in a lot of his philosophical works. He is most famously known for being a playwright and a novelist, but most people just remember him as being a writer. And so, with respect to Camus, the primary concern that I want to address in one of his major philosophical works is the idea of suicide. And suicide arises from a judgment or trying to discern whether or not life is worth living. So, suicide has to do with the question of worth. And that stood out to me because it tosses around the ideas of life's meaning for us as individuals and as communities, which I think is something that we all have paused to think about or grapple with from time to time, especially with regards to finding our own purpose in life. And so Camus argues that absurdity is the biggest threat that we have to, life being worthless. And he describes absurdity as a disjunction between how we want things to be and how they really are. More specifically, he describes them as a disjunction between our belief of what that life should have some grand narrative meaning and the failure of reality to actually meet or provide that meaning that we're looking for. A lot of times it leads us to feel indifferent or estranged towards life itself because of our natural desire to find meaning in life. When we can't find that meaning because of that disjunction, it kind of just makes us feel weird, makes us feel lost. And so the longing for that meaning for some people is replaced with a longing for death or suicide. And while Camus confirms that life has no true meaning, he argues against suicide as the solution because lacking meaning does not mean that something lacks worth, that life lacks worth. He argues that life can still be lived well, even if it has no meaning. It still has worth, as we still have room to enjoy life by doing all the things that we want to do. So my biggest takeaway from it would literally, from his philosophy, is to just be present in the here and now, to enjoy life for what it is at its core, even if we can't find its true meaning, because there's still so much to experience without knowing the why behind it all. And I think the biggest application to contemporary life that we've seen recently is the pandemic, because the pandemic has created a sense of absurdity for a lot of us. As people deal with the loss of life, many people have been grappling with the meaning of life itself. And we've seen this with lots of people turning to religion, spirituality, and other practices in order to make sense of the world around them and ultimately, find the meaning that life is not meeting them with right now.